Yo, yo, what's going on, guys? It is your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona, host of When Persona Speaks podcast. How y'all doing today? How y'all feeling today, man? I appreciate everyone here right now, man. You guys all are amazing people whom I appreciate. How y'all feeling today, huh? I said, how y'all feeling today? Round of applause for everybody in the chat. Yeah, I keep doing that because sometimes I look at the stream to make sure that the sound and everything is good. So I turn off the desktop audio and I forget to turn it back on. Let's do it again. I said, round of applause for everybody in the chat. Big round of applause. Shout out to Choco. Shout out to Sam Ash. Shout out to Stealth Guy Gaming. Shout out to Jay Barry in the building. Big shout out to Dribble, Dom P, Vanny Pan. You know, the early birds. The early birds, the day ones. Appreciate all you guys coming through, man. I really hope you guys are, honestly, I really hope you guys are safe and healthy. And, you know, staying, most importantly, I mean, yes, the health is very important as well, but I really hope you guys are being safe out here. Not only in the gaming streets, but also in these real life, real world streets as well. Because as you guys know, there's a lot of craziness going on right now with the protest and the police and all these different things in real life that are happening right now. I really hope you guys are being safe out here. So today's show is going to be a little bit different, guys. We're definitely going to keep it gaming, but we're also gonna have to delve into real life as well, because we can't not talk about the gaming aspect without talking about the real world aspect as well, right? Also, guys, let me know how the sound is, how I sound, if I'm clear, because I don't want to get into what we're talking about without I want my voice to come through real clear for you guys, so let me know. Also, if you haven't, share out the stream, all that good stuff. That's always appreciated, you know. So I was originally supposed to do crystal clear. Thank you. Appreciate it, Choco. Shout out to everybody here. So I was originally supposed to do the podcast yesterday. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I had the whole setup and everything. I was ready to do it yesterday, and then I realized that it was Blackout Tuesday, right? And so you know I talked to my boy Barry, and you know, I really thought about it. I'm like, you know what? In honor of Blackout Tuesday and all that stuff, I ended up pushing the podcast to today, right? So, yo, Paradox, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, man. I appreciate you coming through for real. So I pushed the podcast today in honor of, you know, the whole Blackout Tuesday and things like that. You know, so that's why the podcast didn't happen yesterday, but it did indeed happen today. So, you know, that's that. There's a lot of things happening in the real world right now. First off, let me start off by saying Black lives definitely do matter, always and forever. You know, this isn't a political or current events channel by no means. This is definitely a gaming channel, but for those that, if you don't, I mean, you see all the like the animated pictures of me, unless you colorblind, you know that I'm a black person. I'm black gamer, and things like that. So, you know, a lot of the things that a lot of other black people or a lot of protesters are talking about, it pertains to me because, you know, I'm black. You know, these things definitely can affect me just as much as, you know, the black and protesters are speaking on when it comes to the police brutality and the systematic racism and things like that happen within our society, right? So you know, it definitely, a lot of what I've been seeing with the protests and things like that, and a lot of what I've been seeing with you know, the video of George Floyd and you know, just all the craziness that's been happening, all the protests and all those videos, and seeing other people get hurt and looted and rioting and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff has definitely affected me on a deep level, right? And when it comes to how I deal with that stuff, I'm not really like, you know, for those that follow me on Twitter, I keep it gaming when it comes to Twitter, just because, you know, how I feel is more so a personal thing. But with things like this, you know, I tend to speak out and speak my mind, you know, just because, again, it pertains to me. It hits me pretty deeply just because, Again, I'm a black gamer. So, Black lives most definitely do matter. And, I definitely support the protesters, the rioting and stuff like that. I definitely don't agree with that. Uh, but the protesters and people that's trying to definitely get their word across on, what's important when it comes to black people, I definitely support that. Right. So, there's that. So again, like I said, guys, I really hope you guys are being safe, and I hope that you guys are, you know, you're definitely keeping safe. That's what's most important. I think is I just want to make sure that all my supporters and all you guys and girls are being safe out here. So what are we talking about today? Um, a lot of what we're going to talk about is going to pertain to the PS5 event. I'm going to give my thoughts on how I feel about that. We're going to read we're going to read the statement that they put out, because as you guys know, tomorrow's June 4th, and tomorrow, yo, T-Mang, what's good, man? Appreciate you coming through, bro. Tomorrow was the day that PlayStation was going to do their event. I was excited, right? Anybody that knows me, anybody that, that follows me again on Twitter, been watching my videos, have seen me in other podcasts and things like that, you guys know that I was definitely very excited for the PS5 event. That was definitely gonna be my hype moment. I had so much prepared. Yo, Cypher Dragon, what's good, man? Appreciate you coming through. I had so much prepared, man. I was gonna do a live reactions. I was gonna do a panel afterwards. I was gonna do breakdowns of every game that they shown. I had so much content lined up for this event. So no one was more hyped than I was for this show, man. I was really, really, really hyped and excited for this show. And, rightfully so, right? PlayStation, they come out and they pretty much say, look, we're not going to do the event, right? Let's talk about why. So let me share my screen. All right. So, June 1st, which was Monday, they come out and they pretty much say, we have decided to postpone the PlayStation 5 event scheduled for June 4th. While we understand gamers worldwide are excited to see PS5 games, we do not feel that right now is a time for celebration. And for now, we want to stand back and allow more important voices to be heard, right? That's their, and what they're, again, if you're living under a rock, what they're talking about when it comes to more important voices being heard is, the protesters and things like that that's trying to get justice for, again, the senseless police brutality that continues to happen within our society when it comes to black people, right? So they felt that right now was not a good time to talk about the future of gaming, i.e. the PS5, just because right now, there's more important things dealing with the COVID, dealing with this, a lot of people losing their jobs, all these different things, the rioting, the protesting. There's more important things at the forefront of this that realistically does take precedence, right? So I understand and I agree with PlayStation's their choice, the choice to push it back. Now they haven't given us a new date as to when, but I know there was some some rumblings today. I've seen some rumors circulating that PlayStation they updated their site or something that said that the new date was going to be revealed really soon. So we may see a new date sometime next week, and who knows, the event may be next week. We don't know, right? So on one side, I understand. I agree wholeheartedly. I agree and I understand why they did what they did, right? But then I would be lying if I said I still also wasn't disappointed at the fact that it is being canceled. Because again, as a gamer, as someone that, gaming is such a strong passion of mine, again, I was really excited. I'm not going to sit here and say that, although I agree that they, them pushing it back was the right thing, that, I also don't feel disappointment or sadness or whatever because the event's gone. I do feel that way, right? And for people that do feel that way, it's okay to feel that way, right? But there's a right and a wrong way of feeling that way, and we're gonna get to that in a second. But PlayStation, them being the leader, the market leader, have the most mind share when it comes to this. It definitely would have been tone deaf if they would have chose to continue to go on with the event tomorrow, because we're still dealing with, again, protests every single day. Rioters at night, and the military, and what the president and all those things is doing. There's a lot of things going on in the world, that, not saying that PlayStation's conference would overshadow that, because it wouldn't, but at the same time, so right now there's nothing to celebrate right now. Like, there's really nothing to be celebrating about. But at the same time, I am very disappointed at the fact that it is not happening this week. There were a lot of okay. Before I continue, I want to say this. When it comes to being a part of the gaming community, or being in the gaming community, one of the things that I think is also very important is you have to know when there's a time and place for everything, right? Since we all, and as much as we all are divided, we do the console wars and stuff like that. As much as we are, we do the console wars and things like that, we still are all a part of a gaming community. We all are still under one community. When people on the outside that look in, they don't say, oh, this is just an Xbox or a PlayStation person, so don't penalize everybody. No, when they're on the outside looking in, they're just saying, oh, this is just how the gaming community is, and it looks bad for all of us, right? Us as gamers, and I hate using gamers because that word gets overused so much, but for the sake of this conversation, we're going to use gamer. Us as gamers, we all love and appreciate gaming. We all enjoy gaming very much, right? The console war, or debating and stuff like that, again, that's something that I myself do enjoy, right? You're gonna see that subset of people that are gonna say, oh, well, that's beneath me, blah blah. You know how social media is, where you always see people talking about how bad console fanboys are and all this other stuff, but they're always talking about it. It's like, if you're not a part of that, why do you keep talking about it? You get what I mean? Like, stop talking about it. If you're not paying attention to this stuff, or if you're not a part of this stuff, why do you keep going back to that, right? But whatever. So I think when it comes to how some of these fanboys are, right? I think some of these guys, I mean, they really are weirdos and they really are crazy, right? But I think some of these people don't know when to turn it off, right? It goes past gaming, right? When it comes to real world situations, when it comes to real life, there's certain things that supersede video games. And there's certain things that supersede the whole console fanboy thing, right? This is one of those times where I don't care if you're a PC fanboy, PlayStation, I don't care what your preferred or favorite platform is. Reading and looking at this PlayStation's message, there's no way that you can sit here and fanboy. There's no way that you can sit here and fanboy. Because at the end of the day, this is past gaming. This is bigger than gaming, right? And there's a lot of people that live their lives on the internet. Fine, I get that. But if you're on the internet all day, right, you see all the other stuff that's going on in real life. Now, again, I love gaming just as much as the next person, right? But I also love my real life. You understand? I love being able to, do things in a real life. I also have sympathy and empathy for people in real life that are going through the things that they're going through. Everything isn't just about video games. And a lot of these people in this community, on social media, in this gaming space, it's just all about video games. And it's like us in a community, right? How can we call ourselves being in a community, right? But then won't call out the people that do things that we don't agree with in the community. And I'm speaking in terms of this, right? PlayStation is telling you, look, we want to show you the future of gaming as well, because we want you guys to experience all of this with us. I want to see, and I'm not telling people that you can't feel disappointed or whatever. You're free to feel that way, because I feel that way. I would be lying if I said when I read that, my heart sank a little bit. It did. But had it been Xbox to do it first, because Persona, you're a PlayStation, whatever. If Xbox would have done it first, I would have said, good guy Xbox. That's good. That's what you're supposed to do. PlayStation is leading by example. They're giving the problems and the issues at hand time to be in the spotlight, because that's what needs to be in the spotlight right now. But what do you have? You've got people spreading misinformation, trying to say, PlayStation isn't ready to show the console, so they're trying to use these protests and things like this to back out. What? What are you talking about, man? When's the last time you people watched the news? When's the last time you people looked outside? There's a problem in this country going on right now that's bigger than video games. But the only thing that you could think of is, let me get a one-up on PlayStation, because PlayStation wants to back out and give the spotlight to other people. It's not always about video games, right? It's not always about being a fucking fanboy. Now, again, I love all that, man. I love it. Trust me, I do. I love debating. I love the trolling. All that stuff is funny to me, man. But a lot of you people don't know how to keep it gaming. And a lot of you people don't know when there's a time and place to do specific things. And that's why you people walk around here all on social media and you guys are weirdos. Because there's a time and place for everything, man. And this is not a time or place to be on some, let me get a one-up on PlayStation. That's the first thing that came to your mind? Let me get a one-up on PlayStation? PlayStation's lying? They don't got no games to show? Are you serious? This is why people that's on the outside looking in don't take gaming serious. They don't take gamers serious, and this is why they think gamers are weirdos. Because you don't know how to be, and these are grown, it's not like these are kids, man. These are grown-ass adults, man. 25, 26, 30, 35, 40. These motherfuckers are adults. Because if it's a kid, fine. It's a kid, he doesn't know better. He need to be raised better, whatever. These are adults, ladies and gentlemen. These aren't kids. These are adults doing this. And I'm sitting here, and I'm like, do I really want? Like, I'm sitting here and I'm looking. I'm asking myself, like, yo, do I even want to be a part of this community, man? Do I want to be associated with that? These people, they're hate, and this is why these people's hate for PlayStation, it runs so deep, right? It's so ingrained in their mind, body, and soul that these people can't even separate a problem in the world from console war bullshit. Then you've got people in the comment section. Oh, let's get to the I was getting to the comments. Because we gonna highlight some of this shit. I was getting to the comments. We've got people in the comments. Oh, well, you know, what about the stuff here? What about the stuff there? That's an American issue. Blah, blah, blah. Listen, man. If it was my question is, if it was happening to you personally, if something was happening to you personally, how would you feel? If you lost a family member, right? If you lost, you know, if you got hurt in some way or something like that. You know what it is? A lot of people, they only see what's directly in front of them, right? A lot of people don't think of the what ifs, the here, there, you know, what about this, what about that, that. They only see what's directly in front of them, and they act off that. People don't think of other people, you know, like no one's thinking about the next person. No one's thinking about, you know, how this affects everybody else. They only think about how it affects them. And again, you're free to feel how you feel about them canceling it. Feel disappointed. That's okay. It's okay to feel disappointment. It's okay. Don't think that you feeling disappointed that the event got pushed makes you a piece of shit person. It doesn't. It doesn't. Because that's okay. The problem lies in you trying to make it look like PlayStation is running from trying to show the console and games and trying to use the Black Lives Matter and all this other stuff as an excuse and trying to do. Whoa. Whoa. How did we get from there to here? That's where the problem lies. And let's look at the comments. Let's look at the comments. Let's look at the comments, guys. What has the rest of the world got to do with this? It's a U.S. problem. Shame on Sony. Huh? There's people all over the world protesting because of this, bro. Look at this. Look, this that Colt Eastwood parody account weirdo. This is absolutely ridiculous. Xbox would never do this. I'll be getting an Xbox Series X now. Goodbye, PlayStation. You see what I mean? These is incel weirdos, man. But these people are what make it. These people are what make it bad for everybody else. It's that small bunch. Look at this. I'm sorry, but none of us are activists. Who lives politics 24/7? People want escapism from the madness right now. Escapism. What? If PlayStation, you know what's so funny about this, bro? And this is why I seriously, this social media shit is so crazy sometimes, guys. Because you know what's so crazy about this? If PlayStation would have gone through with the event while the protesting and all that stuff is still happening at the rate and the record that is happening, do you understand how the media and all these people, oh, PlayStation, you should have waited. We got bigger things going on, blah, blah. Yo, they would have flipped it, bruh. These people are opportunists. They would have flipped it. And it would have became, oh, well, you know, PlayStation, that's not right. Why are you guys showing off games and stuff like that when there's people dying in the streets and da-da-da-da-da? But just a second, but you just said to show it. And the media sites, oh, I love this. Media sites, should PlayStation have shown off the event given the state of the world right now? Oh, you best believe that would have been a headline. And in the article, as happy as I am to see the PS5 in its games, maybe it would have been a good idea for Sony to wait for the world to kind of calm down a bit before we see the PS5 and things like that. Because right now, I can't be as happy as I want to be because the state of the world. You think there wouldn't have been articles like that, guys? I got a bridge to sell you. These guys are opportunists. Irregardless, and that's not a word, but I'm going to use it anyway. Don't judge me. Irregardless of what PlayStation would have done in this situation, it would have been a lose-lose. Because you're always going to have weirdos and opportunists that's going to try to flip the script to get likes, to be a contrarian, to you know, they eat, sleep, and breathe fanboyism, console war. They eat, sleep, and breathe that, man. Considering this current situation, I don't get why you'd cancel an event where people set aside their differences and unite for something they love. This could have been what we needed. Yo, listen, man. Listen, I love PlayStation as much as the next person. But PlayStation ain't about to unite. PlayStation ain't about to unite everybody in the world under, like, nah, bro. Like, this ain't the second coming of Jesus. You understand? There would have been people that definitely would have tuned in, but it definitely would have been a hell of a lot of people that definitely wouldn't have tuned in and wouldn't have gave a fuck. This isn't uniting all of the governors and all this other stuff under one and we all about to be one No. 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 And the fact that you even think that, stop it. Stop it, bruh. Stop it. What world are you living in? Let me look at the comments. I got something to say about that escapism. What up, guys? What up, Chris? Big Keith. What up, y'all? Appreciate y'all coming through. Hold up. I'm in a Discord if anybody want to join. You could join in. These replies are like Nintendo delayed direct. A bunch of trolls, man. There's a bunch of trolls. I'm in the Discord chat if you guys want to come through. Hold up. Let me put this in the chat. I'll let you guys come through. Copy. Yeah, if you guys want to come through, that's the Discord link. You can join the conversation. But that's the issue I have when I see this type of stuff, right? Because it's like people can't turn off people can't turn off the fanboying, the console war shit. And the shit is getting disgusting. And it's like, yo, if we all are in a community together, right? You got to point that shit out. That's a problem. Yo, Andre 6K, what's good, bro? I appreciate you coming through, man. Phil Collins, what's good? Appreciate you coming through. Yo, we got Stealth and Chris in the building. Yo, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing today?
Yo, what's up, man? What's up? How you doing, bro?
I'm pretty good, man. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good out here in New York, man. How you doing over there in Texas, man?
Yeah, in Texas.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty calm over here. It's pretty. Houston is where there's some protesting going on here in San Antonio, but I know Houston is pretty crazy right now, and I think Austin is crazy too.
Yeah.
But
But yo, give me your thoughts on the whole PS5 event postponing. How did y'all feel? And what's your thoughts on like a lot of these people that's trying to use this as fanboy fuel
yeah,
and
as a
whatnot,
console
man?
war shit,
Yeah.
I already knew it like you can look go on my Twitter as soon as PlayStation made that post, right, where they they say they uh delaying the event because they want more pressing matters to be at the forefront, and they don't want to take away from that, or distract from that or whatever. I said I haven't even looked at the comments. This is what I wrote. But my prediction is people are going to be selfish and use this as console war bullshit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then as soon as that happens, yeah, it's just people are saying, oh, people are saying, oh, the world doesn't revolve around the U.S. Well, first of all, um, PlayStation headquarters is in the USA, all right? Sony's headquarters in Japan, but PlayStation headquarters is in the USA, right? A lot of people don't know that PlayStation is mainly being run by the U.S. headquarters. You know what I mean? And second of all, the whole world is united about this. There's protests going on in Paris. You know what I mean? Ironically, China says something about it, right? Even though, they got all their crazy stuff going on over there. But the whole thing that I wanted to say about the whole escapism, here's the thing, right? People who are directly affected by the situation, they can, like, an hour event of PlayStation games isn't gonna help them escape from what their reality is. You know what I mean? Somebody who lost their loved ones, right? Who parent died or son died or daughter died or anything like that, or who got their house burned down or their businesses tore up. You know what I mean? An hour of PlayStation games isn't gonna freaking escape. Isn't gonna help them escape from that reality. They're not gonna pay attention to that shit. They're not gonna give a fuck. They're like, yo, what the hell is going on? What I'm gonna do? So the only people who can, quote unquote, escape from this with the event are the people who are not affected, who are not directly affected by this. That they could stay home, be privileged, and not have to worry about all these things that's going on, that it doesn't really affect them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's complete bullshit. And plus the memorials. Here's the thing: a lot of people don't know. The memorial service of George Floyd is tomorrow. Is June 4th. You know what I mean? So PlayStation doesn't want to take that away from them. You know what I mean? So I was like, when I first heard this, yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. Because I was looking forward to that this week, but I wasn't mad at it all. I wasn't upset or anything like that. And I was only just a little bit disappointed. I wasn't even like super disappointed or anything like that, because I have so many games right now that I'm playing. Even when they show us these games, we're
That's what
just
I'm
gonna have to
saying,
sit and
bro.
wait for. We're just gonna have to sit and wait for it anyways.
Where's
You know what I
everybody
mean?
when
All
it was
those,
like my backlog?
yeah,
Man.
yeah, your backlog, whatever. It's not even gonna be that long. It's probably gonna be next week or the week after.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So,
saying. That's not a bad way.
but
I can wait. You feel me? Like as much as
yeah,
as
I can
much as
wait
I'm
too. Yeah,
disappointed, I also understand and respect that they actually are doing this, and I can wait.
yeah.
You feel me? I
Kudos
can
to
wait.
them, right? Whatever the reason is, right? Whether it's due to marketing, right? They want to get the marketing right, and they don't want a distraction away from them, or whatever. Whatever the reason is, um, they did the right thing. Nobody should be upset about it, right?
Yeah.
The same thing if Xbox were to do it, I'll salute them too. I actually saluted them on Twitter, right? And it's like when they did their little post, I saluted CD Projekt Red and Call of Duty when they said that they're postponing some of the things that they were doing due to this event going on. So it's not just like, oh, it's PlayStation doing it, so I'm saluting them. But no, you know what I mean? But these same people, if Xbox were to do the same thing, they'll be praising Xbox. Oh my God, Xbox, blah, blah, blah. But they decided to make it into a console war BS, right? And it's not only Xbox people too, right? There's some toxic PlayStation guys that were being selfish about it. as well,
That's
right?
what I'm
And I call
saying.
them
It's
all
not
out.
it's like before you continue.
Yeah,
I just want to put that out there for anybody that's watching. This isn't a the PlayStation. No, I mean, a PlayStation versus an Xbox thing. This is just gamers, the community in general, that's being very inconsiderate and trying to use this to uh
yeah,
take shots at PlayStation or whatever, or take shots or whatever. And I'm like, guys, did we not?
yeah, yeah. It's
Have we not looked outside? Have we not been
exactly.
outside? I get it, we're all in quarantine, but we haven't watched the news or nothing. Like, no one stepped outside and let the sun hit their face. Like, what's up? You
Yeah,
feel me?
it's complete. It's just exposes the complete. Let's be honest with you, right? We're gamers, but in our community, the gaming community is full of extremely toxic and also racist people as well. You know what I mean? It's full of weirdos. You know what I mean? And it just every time something like, uh, and it's an embarrassment for us, right? Because we're legit, we're legit gamers, and we're not part of that extremely. At least I'm not. I'm not part of that like the extremely toxic crowd. I talk shit to people, but it's all in fun of games. It's never malicious. It's never anything serious or personal. You know what I mean? So every time this shit happens, and then I see this in the community, that's why I said I screenshotted some people. I posted it on Twitter, and I said, yo, I don't care who you rock with, Nintendo, PlayStation, or Xbox. If you tweeting shit like this, you need to get the fuck out of the community because I don't want your ass here. You know what I mean? We don't need that shit here, over here. You know what I mean? Like, I was seeing some people was like, oh, Naughty Dog is hosting an event where they're raising some type of fundraiser, right, for the Black Lives Matter movement, whatever. But it's being sponsored by PlayStation. No thanks. Get the fuck out of here, you racist ass. I seen a PlayStation posted that thing about Black Lives Matter or whatever. Then somebody put down below, oh, thank you, PlayStation. Fuck Xbox players. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, as like, bro, they're making a post about Black Lives Matter. You're saying fuck Xbox players. What group is part of Xbox? There's a lot of black Xbox players. So you're pretty much saying fuck black Xbox players as well when you say that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, these people don't think, man. It's just disgusting, man. And like I said, we need to call them out and remove them from the community, bro, because they have no voice over here with that bullshit. You know what I mean? You need to separate gaming shit and this real life shit. There's real life shit going on, right? And if you worry about your escapism, right? If you're so privileged to be escaping this situation with video game topics or whatever, then guess what? Play your games and escape it. You know what I mean? That like that hour that Sony was supposed to show the games, guess what? Go in there for that whole hour, play a game, and escape that reality that you wanted to escape this week.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? Go ahead. If anybody else wants to say something else or whatever.
Court, what's good, bro? Go ahead, give us your thoughts, man.
Oh man, I'm not surprised that some people would act this way. I'm not it because we all know we knew the trolls were gonna show up. We definitely knew the racists were gonna show up. Cause I mean, you know, we've been dealing with racism in the game community since hell we had open chat lobbies on Modern Warfare. Hell, even dating back to Quake days, we knew it was gonna happen. But it's like, yeah, we all wanted to see the show. I wanted to see the show, but I'm like, with all the stuff that's going on, and I'm just sitting over the weekend thinking about a lot of stuff. Even with that show coming up, I was like, I really don't give a damn about that show right now, bro. It's shit bigger than me enjoying games going on right now. Um, because like I would talk to my video, it was like this shit is just out there. So when I see people, and it's not just on Twitter, because I've been seeing it on Facebook too. People up here talking about you don't have to cancel an event. Like, I'm outside the United States. This doesn't affect. Why should I be punished for? I'm like, bro, it's just like have common decency to show some damn respect. Like, this shit has been going on for too goddamn long, and people just want to stand in solidarity, and y'all motherfuckers just want to be selfish, and that shit is irritating.
Yeah.
That's why I was so damn glad when, I'm not even gonna say the dude's name, but when Xbox just said, yeah, we ain't affiliating with that dude no more.
Mm-hmm.
Washing the hands of him.
Yeah.
Oh, the Brazilian cat.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, and that's what you should do. Like at this point, like, bro, we ain't got time for this shit no more.
Mm-hmm.
This shit is whack. Like, that's why I'm all for, when y'all see shit like that, man. Let the internet do they God given right,
Yeah.
and just hit them in the damn pockets. That's all I can say, cause that's what I've been doing for the past couple of days, and this is just outside of gaming. Now,
Mm-hmm.
past couple of days, I see some shit. Oh, and you around me? Alright, let's go and check up on that. Hey, this person representing you. How you feel about this? You good with that?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else be good with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, bro, if I want to escape right now, I go play Gran Turismo. I go play Days Gone. If I wanted to escape, I would go do that. But you can't escape everything. It's some things you just gonna have to go head up with and just face it. Don't matter. Like, you could try to drink it away, you could try to smoke it away. It don't matter. You still gonna have to face it at the end of the day. And that just goes, to if you lose somebody that's been in your life forever, don't matter what you do, you still gonna have to face that. Like, they ain't there. They are gone. And right now, with all these protests, the rioters, the looting, you don't even have to look at the news. You just look on Twitter. It's posted like every damn 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
More than that. It's in your face. And like, just like someone said, he's not a political channel. I'm not a political channel either, but I spoke out on it yesterday because it was like, it seems like people just want to live in this bubble of like everything's all right. Everything ain't all right, bro. Everything ain't been all right for a long ass time, and I mean a long ass time. Like, before anybody in this damn chat, or in the chat, or in this Discord right now, have been alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's just time for a lot of shit to stop. Like, if you gotta sit there and take a little bit of time out to actually get some progress, then do it, man. Cause hell, I haven't really been gaming that much this week outside of Sunday when I had my race.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what was funny about that? That was a diverse group of people.
Mm-hmm.
They knew what was going on. Like, we didn't have to acknowledge, but we all knew it. But we all came together, had ourselves a good time. It was, black, white, Arabic, just all over the world. We just came together to race.
You know what's funny?
Like,
I actually ain't really been this week. I haven't really been gaming too much either. I tried to play Witcher 3. That shit is just trash, man. I can't play it. I'm sorry, that game was garbage. But
and
I finally sat down and played Persona 5 Royal, but I I don't know. I've been in a rut this week when it comes to gaming. I think part of it has to do with because I've been watching like all the protest news and videos, and I've been watching all of it, like just consuming all of it, like all of it. But also, I'm in a rut because all I really want to play is Last of Us 2 right now.
mm-hmm.
So like I don't like nothing else is really captivating me. Like P5R is kind of pulling me in, and I'm playing that. I'm probably gonna play that tonight, but like all I can think about is Last of Us 2. And I think part of that is because of all of the like commercials and everything, and the little short
Yeah.
little documentary videos that they've been putting out every week, and then the gameplay video, and then that's all I can. I really I really don't want to play. I just want to play that. Yo,
Yeah, I'm trying to finish Blake before that game comes out, before Last of Us came out. And Xenoblade Chronicles is a long game, but I've also been playing on the I've been playing Gravity Rush remastered,
yeah,
and Joe, that game was surprising me, man. Like I'm digging it, man. I definitely want to jump to Gravity Rush after, but I'm really liking Gravity Rush.
yeah. I'm gonna tell you this:
You know?
Gravity Rush 2. Yo, you in for such a treat with that game, bro. Like, cause
Yeah.
it's a huge step up
I know,
from
because this is
Gravity
a
Rush
Vita
1.
game, right?
Yeah,
Gravity Rush 1 is a Vita game, right? The
yeah,
remastered is just a
yeah,
Vita port.
yeah,
But honestly, I'm just in surprise. I'm just like, because I never owned a Vita. But I'm just shocked that this is a Vita game and it's so good as for what it is. You know what I mean?
yeah. They made the
So
second game for like they made that for the PS5,
yeah,
not
that's
4. Sorry.
yeah, PS4,
And
yeah.
listen, man, that world. I'm telling you, bruh. I'm telling you, man. That world in the second game is amazing, bro. It's
Yeah.
I got the platinum in that. That game is really fun, really fun. The story's really good. It's a good game. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
But because I don't know if you want to move on Persona, but I will say, because you said you seen disgusting behavior on Twitter, that parody account of Colt. Look, bro. I don't mess with Colt Eastwood. I don't consume any of his content just because, different viewpoints and whatever it may be. But you got to be the lowest motherfucker in the world to pull some of the shit that you pulled against this dude. Like, I cannot like you, but I'm not gonna go try to just utterly do some fuck shit in the name of, oh, look at this Xbox person saying this racist. Nah, bro, I can't rock that. You got to go.
Yeah,
You got to go for real, like.
yeah,
So that's why I was almost kind of relieved to see people start, like, just this weekend and this week, unfriending me on Facebook, following me on Twitter, unsubbing on YouTube. Like, I'm glad.
hmm
Like, I am really goddamn glad I'm not glad that this happened, but I'm glad of the effect that it's having right now.
yeah,
Of just getting motherfuckers that don't mean good out of the damn paint.
yeah. I mean, and again, man, this is the internet where there
Yeah.
are no rules, right? So when it comes to stuff like that, I I I get it. There are no rules when it comes to the internet. Everyone isn't gonna always care about what you care about or feel or think the way
Mm-hmm.
you feel, and I understand that. But I think when it comes to being, and again, when it comes to being in a community, and realistically, this doesn't feel like a community, but
Hey,
we are, huh?
Bar said you're low, kind of low. Didn't
Oh,
mean
I'm
to
low.
interrupt you. I just want,
Oh,
yeah,
oh.
he just said you're low.
Is that better? Let me know if that's better.
I mean, it's definitely better than the Discord, but
Yeah,
continue.
I
Yeah.
might have to turn you guys down some. Hold on. I'll turn you guys down to 85. Um, turn you guys down to 85. All right. I'm a little louder. Okay, cool. But when it comes to up your gain on OBS, the gain is max. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Let me see. Properties. Yeah, the gain is maxed.
Yeah, I would say to fix that, probably put us on like 75.
Yeah, let me lower it some. Ooh, hold on, I got y'all. Here we go. Let me up the gain a little more. How's that sound? The gain is like even loud in my ear. I hear it. I
Yeah.
hear it like really loud in my ear. Um, yeah, but I mean, when it comes to the community and stuff like that, I uh, I think when it comes to us and like when we're in this community, I'm good. All right, cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. When it comes to the community, man, and when it comes to things like this, the reason why I speak out on stuff like this is because as much as we may not want to be associated with those people, those type of people within the community, when people are on the outside looking in, when people are doing these news exposés and all this other stuff, right? We're all lumped into one.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't no this Xbox fanboy. No. It's gamers, and gamers as in plural. Gamers aren't showing compassion for people process, and it's like, damn. We already got the stigma of we don't take showers and we these incel weirdos. Like this is just another thing being added to the list, and it's like we aren't like this. But I feel like pointing it out and making sure that you guys spot these things and to understand that these types of things are definitely things that you want to steer clear from. That's why I point it out, right? I point these things out because someone has to point it out. Someone has to point it out, and I'm gonna point it out. I'll point it out. I'm not afraid to speak on. I'm not afraid to speak on anything, really. Like I'll definitely speak on anything, especially things that I don't agree with. You guys, I mean, everyone here in the chat and everyone that's watching the podcast, I think you guys have watched enough of my shows to know that I'm not afraid to speak out on how I feel about things that's going on in the gaming community. Because that, again, we all love games, we all love video games. It's the same thing like with, and I hate to I hate to make this an Xbox versus PlayStation thing, but for argument's sake or for comparison's sake, I will. When you look at PlayStation, you look at Xbox, they're clearly doing two very different things when it comes to how they approach gaming. When it comes to Xbox, with them trying to go the Game Pass model, we know that there's a large amount of people within the gaming community, especially within the Xbox community, that don't agree with it but don't speak out against it. You feel me? So by them not speaking out against it, they continue to get more mediocre games, more mediocre quality, things like that. But if you're vocal, when it comes to PlayStation, they're very vocal about this might be downgraded, and PlayStation's doing this wrong, and PlayStation's doing that wrong, and that keeps PlayStation in check. You feel me? I think those same rules need to apply here. Are these people gonna change? Of course not. Does my little podcast, will they see this? Of course not. If they do see it, will it help them change? Probably not. But putting it out there so that it could deter some more of us as gamers from acting like this, or to help them understand why there's a time and a place for the console war and the fanboying, I think is why I wanted to do this show and really point it out there. Because again, we all going to do the console war, we all going to do the debating and stuff like that. That stuff, again, I love that stuff just as much as you guys do. Trust me. I love the debate. I love the console war. It's fun. It's funny, right? Only when it's kept within gaming. When it goes outside of gaming is where I have the problem, and that's where I get off the ship. Like, all right, let me off. Like I'm not dealing with it when it goes to that. As long as it's kept within gaming, I have no issue. Something like this is taking it outside of gaming, because why even do it? Why even do it? You get what I mean? Why do it? So it's just to shine a spotlight on the idiots that's out there. That's all. Any last thoughts before we move on? I wasn't gonna talk about this, but it came out and I had to speak on it, so we're gonna speak on it. All right? So can we move on from this topic, guys? We know that there's a bunch of rude.
Yeah, no,
You mean
you guys are really low now for me.
Oh, you mean a bunch of racists and trolls and people
Yeah,
that just can't take reality for what it is and can't take the console war out of.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
That's the problem here. Again, my idea of a fun time is definitely playing some games, right? You know, playing with my best friend, playing some games or something like that's definitely a fun time. Obviously, there's other I have other ideas of fun times, but this is a PG-13 show. So,
Alright.
but as much as passionate as I am about video games, I understand that there's a time and a place. I have to get up for work every morning. You know, I'm not. You know, I have to know when to turn the game off so that I can go to bed and get up and move for work and be not sleepy for work. You get what I'm saying? It's the discipline and the responsibilities that I think a lot of people within gaming lack. But anyway, let's move on. We spent enough time on this topic. So one more topic, and I think you guys know what we are about to talk about. Ooh wee! Tell me this ain't tell me this ain't it. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me this ain't it. What am I talking about? Oh, Lord, Sega, what you done did to me. Lord have mercy.
Yo, you saw that?
What have you done
Bruh.
to me, Sega? I need you to tell me. Listen, guys. I love Sega. I love them. But what? Listen. You've seen people saying, oh, my God, Microsoft is going to buy Sega. Now, listen. Let me explain something to y'all. If you even thought for a second that Sega was going to allow themselves to get bought by Microsoft, third place, you guys, what is wrong with you people? That is not happening here. No. So, the announcement, now again, I hope okay. I don't even know how to come at this. Let me say this. I hope to God, if this is the big announcement. So essentially, the Game Gear Micro is coming, and it's gonna have Sega announced that it's gonna have the Game Gear Micro. That's the big Sega announcement, and it's supposed to have 4 games. It's gonna be 4 different ones, and let me look at the article itself.
It's supposed to be 4 different ones, but each one comes with 4 different games, so they're not identical. And they're $50 a pop.
Yeah, so
Lord have mercy.
to get all of them is you're gonna have to spend like $200.
Lord have mercy.
But-
So it's $50 a
So-
pop. Hold on, Lord have mercy. Somebody help me. I don't. First off, why did Sega say this was gonna shake up the industry? Okay.
Oh, it should.
No. Yeah, it shook, but it ain't shook in a positive way. It ain't shook in a positive way. I'm looking at this and I'm like, what is this? Is what you hyping me up for? Sega, come on.
But that's it. Okay, Persona. Remember last week? I don't know. I don't know if it was in your Discord or Jay Barry's Discord or whatever. Remember we were talking about this. I think Sig was saying be prepared for Microsoft to buy up Sega or whatever. Because the amount of hype, or like they're really hyping this up to be something big. And I remember I said, well, they could just be hyping up, but it could just be something really not worth mentioning. You know what I mean? I said that shit.
I'm not gonna lie, my expectations were high, just because, I thought, I ain't gonna lie, I was hoping that PlayStation was buying. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Part of me was like, yo, I hope PlayStation buy them real quick. You feel me? And then we in business. I honestly thought that the announcement was gonna be they were gonna bring back old, like remaking an old IP or something, or a couple of old IPs or something like that, or. I didn't think that they were going to come out with a brand new console, like a next-gen type of console that would be competing with the Xbox or the PlayStation. But if it was something more technological, maybe they were coming out with their own engine or something. Like, I don't know. I thought it would have been something along those lines, kind of like what Epic did with UE5, where they're building an engine and they had like a demo of a brand new IP or something that was running on the PS5 because it was coming so close.
Yeah, no, I thought this was like my first initial thought process when I heard this. I thought they were just gonna announce like a Dreamcast Mini, right? Or like a retro mini Dreamcast, right? And they have like 20 games, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and stuff like that on there. But honestly, I wasn't really that far. I mean, this really isn't that far off from my what I initially thought, with these like Game Gears or whatever. But to me, it's like because the rumors started wrapping up. Oh, it could be Microsoft buying Sega, or Sega's, this was ridiculous, right? People were saying that Microsoft was going to rebrand the Series X in Japan as the Sega Series X or whatever. And so once I heard this news, once I seen that Daniel Ahmed guy talking about the Chinese governor saying that this has nothing to do with like Microsoft or anything like that, I was just like, whew, you know what I mean? Because we were talking about that last week. Like, we don't want Microsoft to buy Sega only for the fact that we don't want like some of their beloved IPs just to like rot and die and shit like that, and not be taken care of. So honestly, I'm not really mad about it. I mean, I expected them to overhype some shit, and it wasn't really gonna be that big of a deal, anyways.
If it was a Dreamcast Mini, now that I definitely would have been hyped at. I'd have been like, all right, cool, we can. I would have been hyped. I would have been hyped for that. This, look how small this thing is, man. Yeah, I got big hands, man. This thing is
that's
small.
For kids, man. That's for toddlers.
Yo, for real, this for I mean, if I had a kid, I'd definitely buy this for my kid. Don't get him into gaming through the old school way, you know. So he come in seasoned, you know. Is anybody buying this? Are you buying this, Chris? Court?
No. I have no interest. I have no interest.
As much as I liked the Game Gear when I had it originally, even though it ate every single battery I ever put in that sucker in less than 3
Didn't that
hours.
thing take like 6-8 batteries, bro?
Yeah, that thing was.
Let's
You
go look
took
at the
a
original.
whole.
Yeah.
Let's look at the original Game Gear.
I think it was 6. You took a whole 6-pack of batteries, put in that bitch, and it ate them in like 3 hours. You were just like, bro. And this was before. Wait a minute, I want to say they might have had rechargeable batteries back then, but they were like so freaking expensive you couldn't even pay for them if you wanted to.
Now that I'm looking, the Sega Game Gear is kind of small too. The original?
Well, it's small
Ish.
now, but it's small-ish now, but when we were kids, that shit was gigantic as hell.
Yeah, that Game Gear is It's kind of it reminds me of it's funny because I think it's about the size of a Game Boy Advance. I'm looking at it. It might be probably smaller than that though. This thing's small as hell, man. This thing's small.
That mini is. I was like,
but the Game Gear is small, but it's still like it's big enough to where you can.
It's a sizable chunk.
Yeah, but the mini, that's way too small, man. Who the hell playing that? Who playing that, man? Because, like, we look at the Game Boy Advance, right?
Toddlers. That's what I'm saying. It's for toddlers.
But you want to know something, though? If you know how everybody said the PlayStation Mini was an L, which in a way it was. Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
We got the new L champion here.
Bro, now I'm looking, bro. The Game Boy Advance really did bite off the Game Gear. Yo,
it did.
It's straight up like it bit off the Game Gear like OD, bro. They're like, yo, don't copy my Hogarth. Sure, Nintendo Game Boy Advance. Like, yo, this shit really did copy Game Gear like OD. I had this thing too.
The thing with these mini consoles that I think that they should do, for example, like the PlayStation Mini, like the Super Nintendo Mini or whatever, is I think they should add some feature with like some type of connectivity online, right? Not for multiplayer or anything like that, so that they can update it and put more games onto them. You know what I mean? Because PS1 Classic came with like 20 games.
Yeah,
right?
But weren't there more games on the memory in the back end or something like that they found?
Well, you could soft mod it.
Yeah. Probably
you could soft mod it to do a lot more. So
yeah, but they should have made it to where like you can connect it online and you can update it, and they can add more games to it. You know what I mean? They can just patch in more games or whatever to it. So, but I'm not interested in no Game Gear. I don't really care. I don't really care, to be honest with you. I'm just glad that it was an Xbox buying Sega. Like so I'm actually happy for this news. And not in a way because I'm happy for the Game Gear. It's because I'm happy that those rumors weren't true. You know.
Yeah, we ain't trying to see
I
Xbox
mean,
buy nothing.
look, I mean, even still, that the whole Xbox buying Sega rumor, that even like if it just seems like that's something you would have heard in the Twilight Zone, like Xbox bought Sega. Wait, what? Like, how, like how big of a check did you write? Because Sega Sammy, that ain't just no little drop in the bucket. This ain't just buying a developer. You buying a lot of shit, and I mean a lot. Just saying.
Yeah.
Now why everybody? Now why would I say why everybody get quiet on me like that? I'm up here.
Nah.
Yeah, I think it's.
Are
I
y'all
think
getting
it's.
there? Are you getting a Persona?
Come on, bro. Don't disrespect me like that, man.
Nah.
Don't disrespect me
Hey,
like that,
you
man.
asked us.
You know I ain't
So I'm
buying
asking
that.
you.
I ain't buying that, man. That junk gonna stay on the shelf. Again, if it was the Dreamcast Mini, I would have bought it, but that's it. I'm not buying that. Nah, not at
Oh
all.
yeah. If it
Yeah.
was the Dreamcast Mini, even though I had my Dreamcast, I still would have bought it just cause they was through the
Yeah.
HDMI out on there. But like, yeah,
Nah,
native
but yeah, exactly.
4K
If they would have came out with a
Dreamcast.
Dreamcast
J
Mini and
Zero,
say they had like 50 games on there,
yeah.
that shit would have popped off, man.
J
I would
Zero
have bought
asked
that
a
bitch for
good question.
$100.
He said, "Is this even announced for the West?" That's the thing. I don't think this might just be a. I think
Nah,
I think this might be Japan for right now.
in China
Um,
probably.
but then I think maybe like later on down the line, like it might come to the West at some point. But even then, I don't really because I definitely think this could be like maybe like a collector's thing where people are buying it as collectors or whatever. But I don't see. I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
see
really
many people
see.
buying it.
Yeah, I don't really see too many people buying this.
No.
I don't, because you can go to Walmart and get that Sega Master collection
and
that has like
and
100
play the same
games. Yeah,
and
that's what
play
I'm
the
saying.
same
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. So, and how much that thing cost? Like $40, $30 for like 100 games.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
it
see.
ain't. I mean, it's pretty
Yeah.
cheap because heck, even
Yeah.
the Nintendo
And like
Minis are dropping a little
My
bit.
deli down the street sell that thing.
I said, like if you wanted to get like all of them, like all four of them with like all the games or whatever, you're gonna have to pay $200. And to me, it's like you might as well just buy a Switch Lite with that money. You know what I mean? Like a Switch Mini or a Switch Lite. So I don't really see too many people really caring about this shit, honestly,
or,
like at
or
all.
you could, or you could be a pirate and emulate your shit. Just
Yeah, you could do emulation on your computer. Like there's so
your
much things.
phone.
Yeah. And what were the
Not,
games? I mean, the only games is like what that's like notable is like what Sonic. What else is
yeah,
on there?
it's
What are
probably
all the games?
that is a good question. Even still, it wouldn't be worth it because
Because I
it's
don't
like,
remember the game. I remember like the commercials and stuff like that, the Game Gear, and like seeing them in magazines when I was a kid. But I
Well,
don't
not a
remember.
Game Gear was the thing was that you could play the Sega Genesis games in it.
mm-hmm,
You could actually put your Sega
Oh
Genesis
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
cartridge into the
that's right.
Game Gear and actually
in gear.
That's right.
play the games.
Yeah,
That's why
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah,
it
I
was
remember.
literally just a Genesis
a
portable.
portable. Yeah, it was a portable Genesis. Low key. When you think back to
Sega
the
beat
old days, though, Sega was ahead of its. The problem with Sega is
Yes,
Sega was
exactly.
ahead of its time with a lot of stuff, a lot
Mm-hmm.
because they were the first ones to use the CDs. They were the first ones to
Backwards
use the portable.
compatibility.
Yeah, the portable with the portable machine. The problem with Sega is they got too ambitious too quickly, and it messed them up
Mm-hmm.
because you got Sega Dreamcast, you got Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn, Sega Master System, and I'm like, okay, we're kind of,
Yeah,
you know,
all
let's,
within like
let's,
five
let's,
or
let's
6 years within each other,
yeah,
like in that
that's where they
span.
kind of, I feel like they kind of messed up a little bit.
It was like what every 2 years or every year, like every 2 years or something like that. They kept
Yeah,
coming out with something new.
because the NES came out in when, Court, 88?
It was in sometime. It was before I born. I think it was 85 or something like that. I
Yep.
know it was before I was born.
And then the
Then,
SNES came out in 92.
mm-hmm.
Then 64 came out in 99, I think. Yeah, 99 or 98. And then
What?
GameCube came out in 2005.
Yeah, cause I'm gonna say the 64 came out right before episode one, and episode one dropped in.
Yeah.
Like,
No, GameCube came out 2001.
not the GameCube. I'm talking about the 64 because
Yeah.
that's when Nintendo had their little clutch hold on everything Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If
That
you
came
want to
out
play,
Oh yeah, because they
and
had Star Wars, Rogue Warrior, and they had what's the name? I remember.
the
they
Pod
they had
Racer.
they had Pod Racer, Rogue Squadron, Shadows of the Empire, just about anything Star Wars that was coming out. Well, I ain't gonna say that because the PS1 had some of the Star Wars games, but it was like if you want to
Hmm.
play Rogue Squadron, well, you getting you a 64. Just like when it came to the GameCube, that's the only reason I bought a GameCube because of Rogue Squadron.
Mm-hmm.
Still love that game. Just
But
saying.
the Sega news was definitely a letdown. I will say that. But
Not for
it,
me. I mean, if you, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you were expecting something like PlayStation or something like that, if that's what you were expecting, then yeah, I could see that. Or something like huge, maybe like they're, you know, what was one of the what was that game? Golden Axe.
Yeah,
Was that
Golden
Golden
Axe.
Axe, yeah,
that was Sega, right? That was from Sega.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So if they would have said like, "Oh, we're coming back with a Golden Axe," and that was like announced at the PS5 or some shit like that, that would have been huge. But yeah, I wasn't expect. I was. This is what I was expecting. I was expecting some shit to be overhyped. And so once I started hearing all these ridiculous rumors, Sega Series X
Even if they
in
would have said like
Japan or whatever.
something like George Foreman boxing. Remember that? Remember that show on Genesis? George Foreman boxing or something like that. You know, like one of them old school games that they would have been remaking or something. I don't know.
Or Shinobi, bring back
Yeah,
Shinobi.
or some. I don't know. Something like that. I think would have been more substantial to me personally. But who knows? Whatever.
I mean, either way, it was just like, oh well, this happened in Japan today. Like,
Hmm.
I
I just don't. I just don't like how they overhyped it. I think that's my gripe.
yeah,
You really overhyped this and oversold it like substantially. Now there's a speculation that there's the fog thing
oh yeah,
where they're coming out with a game streaming service or something like that. I seen that somewhere. I'm trying to find a nibble in the billion.
Trash.
Yeah, like that.
Trash.
That also like again, if that's it too, you definitely ain't getting my money. Come
Listen,
on
man,
now, stop it.
these game developers, publishers, if they shouldn't do their own streaming service, they should just make a deal with PlayStation or Xbox with like XCloud, PS Now, and just have their services on that shit or have their games on that shit. Because I don't want a situation. We're probably gonna see that a situation where just like 50 million different subscriptions from all these different publishers for like their game services or like, or like a Game Pass type of services or anything like that. Because I gotta really see that happening,
Yeah.
So
So
just put it on
apparently,
PS Now or XCloud. You know what I mean?
yeah. This one is so apparently. So this one is just saying. So apparently, according to news source in Japan, Sega is working on a new kind of platform. They are apparently dubbed fog gaming. The term is not the Japanese equivalent of cloud gaming, but no further infos as this at this time. And then it says, article within the info says, yes, fall gaming is the scoop. Sega will use arcades in Japan as the technical backbone. CPUs and GPUs housed in arcade machines are mentioned specifically. Ultra low latency is touted. Commercial idea is to use arcades outside business hours. Oh, so this might be like, this. I don't know if this is gonna be like a streaming service or something like this. This might be like, again, something Japan exclusive for right now.
and you know what it
Yeah.
might be, Persona.
Hmm.
When they say they're gonna use the arcades as a backbone,
Mm-hmm.
just imagine kind of like you have multiple arcade cabinets, but usually in the arcade you have one version of each cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
So they could be like, okay, select your game. And whatever game you pick, you would have that cabinet to be whatever you want it to be.
Oh,
Instead of,
okay. So like the arcade cabinets would be interchangeable in terms
yeah,
of the games. Got you.
you just scroll through and pick what you want to play it, and
Yeah.
you won't have to be fighting over, oh, I want to play Mortal Kombat. I want to play Mortal Kombat. It's like, everybody can play Mortal Kombat.
Everybody, yeah,
Fuck it.
okay, I got you. That actually be pretty cool. But again, that I feel like because arcades aren't really that big in America no more.
Oh
I
no, in
think
America they're
Japan.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, I think in Japan this would definitely be a hit. In America,
Mhm.
arcade it's hard to find an arcade. Like they turn in arcades,
Yeah.
Dave and
And it's-
Buster's and shit like that. That's an
Yeah,
arcade
that's what I
I'm,
was
nowadays.
saying. Yeah, Dave and Buster's or Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah,
We
that's an
find arcades
arcade
at.
now. Like you ain't finding no traditional
and
arcade anymore.
no knock on Dave and Buster's because
Oh,
it is
that's
free.
a good date spot. I took a
Yeah,
couple dates
yeah.
there where we had a lot of fun because
Shit.
chicks love to play video games. Don't lie.
Look,
Uh,
I know I took I took my wife there one time while we were out in Dallas. Cause
yeah.
I told her, hey, let's go do something. Shit, we brought the whole family something out of there. Everybody got a prize. We was like,
Oh yeah,
shit.
for sure, for sure. Arcades are J0 side arcades are still popping in Asian town centers in Cali. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure, like in
Yeah.
more Asian centric
Yeah. Or
communities
even
in
like
America.
the last one that I went to. This was back when I was living in Florida, in Orlando, Florida. It was downtown Disney, right? Which isn't like connected to Disney World, but there's another location called Downtown Disney. It's like free to walk around. It's like a bunch of little spots there. But I remember there was this one building. It was called. I'm pretty sure it's still there, but it was called Disney Quest, and it was a big building. It was like 4 or 5 stories, right? But each floor, it was nothing but like arcades, virtual reality, simulations, and that. That was like the last one that I went to, and it was pretty cool. But aside from that, yeah, it's like the arcades are no longer because everybody just stays home and play, games off their consoles and shit like that. So
Yeah, that's definitely something that again I'm really sick humor in the building, man. Big shout out to Sick, man. Round of applause to you, sir. He had an awesome interview with
yeah,
the
that was
wonderful
pretty
Red
cool.
Infamy. Shout out to Red as well. But yeah, so that's the Sega news, guys. It's an L. Irregardless.
Shout out to Sega, man.
Shout out to
Sega.
shout out to Sega, shout out to Yakuza, Atlas, all that good stuff. Shout out to them, no doubt.
Atlas, yeah.
But yeah, guys. So yeah, I think this was the show. I just wanted to come through for a little bit, talk to you guys about a couple things. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about Last of Us again, because they did their Inside the World, which we'll talk about that. Irregardless is not a word. I know, Sick. I'm gonna use it anyway. Irregardless. So Last of Us, we're gonna talk about that. The new commercial, we're gonna talk about that as well. And there was some other news that came out too this week. Oh, xCloud being on Samsung platforms. Ooh, that's kind of fun. We'll talk about that a little bit as well. But yeah, guys, Chris, Court, give us your outros. Start with you, Chris.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I always love coming on, chatting it up with you guys. Everybody stay safe. There's a lot of shit that's going on. I wish everybody, I pray for everybody. Wish everybody, good health. And and when it comes to this gaming stuff, man, just keep it gaming. And when it comes to the real world stuff, know when to separate the gaming part from the real world, and don't be selfish, man. Don't be, you know what I mean? Not everything is about you and everything's about gaming or whatever. There are real life situations where you got to put down the controller and face reality in real life and deal with that. So
Yeah,
but everybody just stay safe, man, and catch y'all later.
no doubt. Yo, Court, give us your outro, bro.
Yeah, y'all know who it is. I mean, just stay safe. Always be aware while you're out. You know, world's going. I ain't gonna say going crazy. It's been kind of crazy, but it's crazier now. So if you're gonna be out and about and you're gonna be out there in the streets protesting, man, just watch your back. You know, watch your partner's back. Group up. Never go alone. Um, and call out people. If y'all see some fuck shit, call it out. Um, and that's really all I gotta say. It's been cool. Thanks for Persona for having me on.
Of course.
Nah, I'm not plugging my channel because this ain't. I don't even feel like plugging my channel for this. It's just not one of those times for me.
Yeah.
Like, if
I
you
mean, it's
come
okay.
by,
You can plug your
no,
channel, man.
no, because I don't want to get none of that. I just feel as of right now, it ain't that time to be plugging channels. It's like, yeah, we're talking games and a little bit of real world issues. So I'm like, if you come by, cool. But I'm not telling you to come by. I'm just not. But it's been real, Persona. Thank you, my brother.
Of course.
And shout out to Sick for letting me use this song yesterday. In
That's
my
a good
last
song
podcast.
too. I really like that song.
Oh
that,
yeah.
That
I
song
Can't
like
Breathe.
fueled me even more to even want to talk about that topic today, man. I was like, I want to talk about it for sure. That kind of like fueled me a little bit. So shout out to Sick for the song. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
But
so go ahead, my fault.
but shout out to everybody in the chat, man, and shout out to Chris. And I hope y'all have a great night. Keep your head up. Stay strong. We gonna get through this shit. It's just gonna be a damn battle, and I'm gone.
Facts. Yeah, it's your boy Persona, man. I really do appreciate all of you guys coming through today, man. Sam, Ash, Andre, 6K, Buck Rogers, J0, Sick. Who else came through? I know Choco came through. Jay Bari, Stealth, Stealth Guy Gaming, Chris Righteous, T Mang Fu, Big Keith. Big shout out to you, Big Keith, man. I really appreciate you coming through, sir. Who else came through? Link, shout out to Link, man. Appreciate you coming through. Who else? Boruto, shout out to you, Boruto, for coming through, man. Thank you so much for stopping by. Absolute MMA, thank you for coming through. Phil Collins, big shout out to you as well, sir. Cypherborg, damn, I didn't even know you was here. Cypherborg, appreciate you coming through. Cyber Dragon, appreciate you coming through as well. A Game at 50, shout out to you as well, sir. Thank you for coming through. Debris Dribble, appreciate you coming through. Vanny Pan, it was one of the first ones here. Shout out to you, sir. Caleb, Dom P, shout out to y'all, man, for coming through, man. Those were the first ones here. They were here before the stream even started, so big shout out to you guys as well, man. To all the lurkers as well, man. Yo, Sinister V. Shout out to you. Appreciate you coming through. Yeah, it's all good, man. If you rewatch it, definitely comment. Let me know what you think. I appreciate everyone coming through, man. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show, man. I know it's definitely not what you're used to, but it's definitely definitely something that I wanted to put out there on the channel just so that it's there. You know what I mean? So yeah, I really do appreciate all of you guys being here today. Again, to the lurkers as well, I appreciate the lurkers for being here. And anybody that watches the podcast later on in the week or whenever, man, appreciate you guys as well. If you do enjoy the show, man, like, comment, subscribe, share the stream out, so that everybody can see. And yeah, guys, I hope you guys have a great night. Be safe, please be safe. Hug your loved ones. Be very safe. Play some games. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.